And today we're going to be talking about market insights. So if you've joined us before on any of our sessions, um, more recently, you may have noticed that they're more short form. So we hit on one specific topic today. We're going to be talking about market insights. We're going to be going through some best practices around searching. More specifically for agents, we're going to focus more of this session on agents. We have a lot of loan officers that joined us today, so appreciate you jumping on. And we're going to focus more on agents. A lot of what I'm going to show you today, you can also do for loan originators as well. We're going to talk about best practices around searching, and then we're going to spend some time inside of the volume reports too. And if you've been with us for a while, you probably have seen, of course, that the volume reports have gone through a pretty big update recently. So whether you're here to get a refresher on what's new inside of Market Insights when it comes to volume reports, or whether you're brand new to Model Match, we're super stoked to have you with us. So we've got a good amount of people in. So why don't we jump right in? Now I'm already sharing my screen. I'm already inside of Market Insights. Just to kind of do a recap from the top, you can access Market Insights by coming over here on the menu and clicking on Market Insights. You can also open up the menu, by the way, and see more details, everything that you have access to with some description there. So if you're new to Model Match, I always recommend, open up the menu. You can see what all of these icons do and where they're going to take you. But today we're focused right here on Market Insights. So click on that icon, no matter where you landed, that'll take you to the Market Insights tool. And I want to start by searching for a particular agent. Now, typically what we find, and it's not surprising, first thing you do when you log in for the first time, the first few times into Model Match, and you come into Market Insights, you're searching for your existing referral partners, right? You want to pull up their reports. You want to look at what volume we have about them. You want to look at other originators that they're working with. And typically second comes you're searching by market, right? You want to see what other agents are in your market. And when I say market, I'm talking about a city. Maybe I'm talking about a county, a state, multiple states, multiple counties, combination thereof, right? You can do a lot in Market Insights when it comes to both geographic searches and single person searches, right? We're looking for someone in particular. So we're going to start by that first, what you typically do when you first log in to Market Insights. Now, before I actually run this search, I'm going to circle back. Forgot to mention this. If you do have any questions as you watch me go through this, open up Zoom and click on the Q&A button. Type out any questions that you have. We're going to carve out about 10 minutes or so at the end of this, and we're going to go through any questions that you post in the Q&A section. So again, open up Zoom, click on Q&A, type out any questions that you have, and we'll make sure that we get to as many of those as we can. We'll kind of wrap this up about 10 minutes. We'll be on here for about 30 minutes or so. All right, so I'm inside of Market Insights. First thing that I want to point you to, when you're getting started, this is important because you do have access to both the loan officer data set. You can look up yourself. You can look up loan officers. You also have access to look at mortgage branches, mortgage companies, and of course, real estate agents. You control what you're seeing inside of your results panel here down below by this option right here. So just above all of these results, you have different options. Some of these, you can configure the table, sorting, and I want to draw your attention right here to where it says viewing agents. Yours may say viewing loan originators. And if it says that and you want to look at agents, you can toggle between the data sets by clicking that option and selecting the data set that you want to look at. So show me results in this database, if you will. And so I'm going to select all agents. So if yours says originators, click on that and click all agents. And that's where we're going to be most focused on as it relates to this to this session, right? We're going to be focused at looking at real estate agents. Now I just clicked search and I have a nationwide search here. You might not have any results here. All right, so let's jump in and search for let's search for an agent by name. Now there's a couple different ways that you can do this actually. And because it's important to note that when you're searching in market insights, when you're just typing in a name, we search across the entire database. So think of that like a nationwide search. You're looking for this person across the entire database. And for not so common names, you're going to get the best result possible, typically first try, right? But if you have a more common name that you're searching, you can also lean on keywords because we don't have drop-down fields or dedicated fields for state or city or county, because you can search across the entire database just by entering something into the search bar. You can use keywords to narrow down your search into like a particular area, or even in the case of an agent at a particular agency by using the agency name. So I'm going to show you how you can do that. So you can come in here and you can type in, the name of an agent. And we're just going to type in the name of an agent here. And what I want to draw your attention to is the left panel here. These are the categories that you can use to narrow down the search results that you're seeing over here on the right, I'm sorry. This is really important, especially for those of you that are new, because these categories really help you remove potentially a lot of different noise. And as you can see how we highlight how we're matching all sorts of data across agents, companies, and properties and branches, right? So there's a lot going on in this suggestions category. You're looking for an agent by this name. And so if you come down here and click on agents, you're just going to see the agents that match that name. Okay. So it's important to utilize these categories. If you're looking for an agent, click on agents. If you're looking for an originator, click on originators. Or if you're typing in a location, you can click on location. So I typed in the name and you can see the exact match right here. We know that we're looking for this agent and then we know that they're in Phoenix, Arizona. And so, that's a great match. You can see that we match your search based on the name, and we even match it sometimes even against the email address too. Try to get you the best results possible. And you can always scroll this list if you like to see additional results that match that. Okay, so you can always click on that agent and go directly to their agent profile. We're going to come back here in just a moment. So that's one way to do it. Simply go ahead and type in, the name of an agent. And if you got that perfect result, that's great. You can click on them and go directly to their profile. Let's take a look at what that looks like when we're using keywords. And we're just going to pretend it's a more common name and there's a lot of results that match when we're even when we drill down into the agent category. And there's various keywords that you can use. We'll make sure in a follow-up email along with the recording of this session that you get a list of different keywords that you can use, but they're rather straightforward. For instance, we can type in, if we know the location of our agent, we can go ahead and type in the name of the agent, type in, we're looking in a location, right? And then type in that location. And now you can see in our results here, and if we were to follow my own guidance and click on agents, you can see here that we matched against the name, which is great. And then we matched against that location. So this just really helped. And you can see now the other results are all matching either near, and I'll show you what that looks like. So that's near, and that had more of a state and a company. And we have a bunch of Phoenix too. And we're matching against the name and now the area. But that perfect match, the name and the location, pulled all the way up to the top. It's like that first, we're matching solid across multiple items. And so we push it all the way up to the top. So if you've been using Market Insights and you've been searching for names and you're getting a lot of results back, let's leverage keywords to drill into particular areas, right? We're looking for a name and we're going to say in, and then we're going to type in we're going to type in that location. So in is one of those keywords that if you're utilizing keywords, you're going to be using in quite a bit to designate that you're looking for this in a particular area and you're going to give us that area, right? Now you can also do pretty cool stuff. You can do things like if you want to look at, and this is kind of segueing into a market search, but to stay on the keyword subject, you can do things like agents in maybe Phoenix, Arizona, and we might want to do a specific, agency. Okay. So I'm going to type in, I'm literally just telling market insights. I'm searching for agents in Phoenix, Arizona at eXp Realty. So it's really like you're just talking to it. You're searching, how I always describe it is like you're searching the way that you talk, right? And we're saying, hey, show me agents in Phoenix, Arizona at eXp Realty. And in this type of search, I want to draw your attention right up here to the top. So when you start to utilize keywords, we're going to show you these little quick pop-ups that are always right at the top of the drop down. And we're telling you, we think you're searching for agents at eXp Realty and in Phoenix, Arizona. And if you actually click on that, what that's going to do is that's going to drop down an agency filter. So it automatically applied the agency filter and it put our search right in there, eXp Realty. And it automatically dropped in a location filter for Phoenix, Arizona. And then you can see here that now we're only seeing results for agents within Phoenix, Arizona. You can see how it's highlighted on the map that are at eXp Realty, an eXp Realty office, right, inside of Phoenix, Arizona. So again, leveraging keywords are important for a number of different use cases and searches, whether we're searching for a name, okay, and we're looking for a specific person by a name in an area, okay? So we're typing in their name, we're saying they're in, and we're typing in that location. Or for a situation like this, a geographic search, where we just want to look at all agents that are in Phoenix, Arizona, and maybe that they're at a specific agency. And we can literally just type out that string of text. Model Match will pop in those keywords for you. We'll apply those filters for you when you click that quick pop up at the top of the suggestion drop down. And we're going to show you those results that match your search there. So definitely lean on keywords a lot, especially if you're doing something that's specific, right? Whether it be geographic or whether it be you're searching for a particular agent by name, okay? Now, once you have all of, in this case, this geographic search, we just have a bunch of agents, you can then continue to apply filters to it to narrow it down even further, right? And there's a lot of agents that work for eXp in Phoenix. Actually, if you look at the bottom, without any other filters applied, you just have to simply be an agent in this market and you work at eXp. You can see the bottom down here. It shows you how many results we're getting back, and we're getting back 516 of them. So there's quite a bit, and we might want to narrow that down, a little bit further. And you can continue to add filters to your search, right? So if you wanted to come in here and look at volume and break it out by buyer volume, and we're looking at 14 months, and that's important because if we click on buyer volume, we might want to say something like, I only want to see agents that work at eXp in Phoenix that do maybe between 2 and 10 million on the buy side, right? We'll just kind of give it a larger kind of gap there. And you can click that and then click apply. You can see just how quickly it applied that filter. So now we have another filter applied, and then we got results back. We went from 516 down to 59 in just a matter of a second. And we tell you how long it took right there, but a second to get those results back. So just because you do a search with keywords doesn't mean that you can't get those results back and then continue to narrow them down. And again, talking more about the geographical search versus, of course, we're searching for someone very specific and we want to pull up their report. I'm just going to remove that volume filter and jump back to where I was. And I want to segue into looking at a volume report. right? So we're going to pick on an agent here, that same agent that we used to search their name. They're right here. So to open up their volume report, you click on view details. And when you open up their volume report for the first time, and if this is the first person that you've opened up for the day and you haven't made any changes to date ranges or filters, just as when you're searching in Market Insights, you're applying those filters, you're searching in a market, and you have volume filters and loan types if you're looking for originators or transaction types. That's all based on 14-month volume today, right? And when you open up the volume report by default for the first time, we're looking right up here at the top, and we're looking at trailing 14-month volume. Okay, so that's everything here that you're looking at from these summary reports, different tabs that you have across the top, and even the quick facts over here on the left, which we're going to go through. Everything dynamically updates based on the date range that you have applied. Okay, so if I were to click on this, you can see all the different date ranges that I have access to, and any date range that you have access to. If you click on that date range, you're going to see that everything kind of counts down and then it counts back up according to that date range. And you saw all those numbers update. Now we're looking at the last 6 months, right? And if we jump back to 14, everything updates and shows us 14. So a volume report dynamically updates all the different metrics and attributes that we're showing you here based on the date range that you have selected. Okay, so if you're seeing, like, if you're kind of moving about, it will remember. If I go to a different agent profile, it's going to remember my selection. So if I'm really focused on 6 months and I'm jumping from agent to agent to agent, for the sake of efficiency, it stays on 6 months until we change it again, and then it stays to whatever you changed it to. So if you come into a volume report and it looks very narrow, check out that date range up at the top, right? And change it to whatever you want to look at: 14, 12, 6 months, 18 months, year to date. We have an all-time now, which is a brand new one. So if you have access, if you're on a tier that has the all-time, we'll go all the way back in time. It's pretty cool and give you a full look, kind of paint the full picture, if you will, at this agent's volume. Same thing for originators as well. Fiscal years, and then we have the custom date range as well. So a lot of different options for you to choose from. And again, everything updates based off of that date range that you have selected. So let's kind of start from the left and kind of make our way to the right, and then we'll take a look at typically, again, the most important thing, which is going to be the originator relationships. So we're going to jump from summary and we're going to jump right into the originator relationships. But I really love this first screen. And I love multiple things about it, but what I love about it the most is that it gives you what you need right out of the gate, and then it gives you that ability to drill a little bit deeper if you want to, right? That model match is always about giving you what the most important metrics first. And if that's great for you and that's what you want, that's fantastic. But if you're someone who likes to dive another layer deeper, you also have that capability. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is using the new volume reports that we recently released. Okay, so over here on the left, we have our quick facts. Now, if you use Pulse AI and you have access to Pulse AI, you're going to notice some of those markers, components, come into Market Insights. We're looking at an agent. We have the Pulse icons right up here in the top. That's going to indicate to me they have active listings. The icon next to it is indicating to me that they're low cash, which means that the majority of their transactions are associated to a loan transaction. We can verify that by coming over here on the summary page, and we can see that 70% of this agent's volume transactions are associated to a loan transaction. Okay, so 70% of that volume has a loan attached to it, which is great. As an originator, you care about what if we go to 100%, right? If we're going to capture 100% of this agent's volume, that's 70% of that is actually associated to a loan transaction. The opportunity value of this relationship, if we go all the way to the top, right, would be 70%. Or if we look up at the top here, $38 million is financed on the buy side, right? So potential $38.3 million to be exact is up for grab if we were to capture 100%. So what we're going to show you down below is some information. You have their email, you have their phone number. You can click on these links. So if you open this up on a mobile device, you can tap on the phone number, you can tap on the email, you can send an email directly from your phone, you can make a call directly from your phone. I use a Mac, so I could actually click on that phone number and make a call directly from my computer if I wanted to. And of course, you can always click on the email and it'll open up your email. Whatever client that you use, whatever platform that you use for your email, like Outlook, or if you use something else like Gmail, it'll open that up and you can type up that email as well. Another component of Pulse AI that we bring into the volume reports is the market. We look at their transactions and we give them a market, right? So this agent's market is a 62-mile radius around Phoenix, Arizona. And so you get a pretty good idea of what their territory looks like. If it's a really large territory, that bubble just gets bigger. If it's a small territory, that bubble just gets smaller. So at a glance, you understand what their territory looks like. Now, if you have access to the Model Match CRM, we have the add to pipeline. You can take this agent, put them into a pipeline, make a phone call, send a text message, add a note, set reminders for yourself. So the CRM bakes directly into the volume report and market insights. So you can take all this data that you're seeing and push it over to a pipeline. You can export them to a CSV file or start to track your engagement with this agent. Or if we're looking at an LO, same thing. We're pushing the LO over to a pipeline and we're tracking our engagement, building that relationship, right? Now for an agent, we have quick facts just to kind of run through some of these for you. They're pretty straightforward, but we have their total sales, we have their total units, total sales in units as a buyer agent. How many loan officers do they have a relationship with? And again, we're looking at that finance volume. So we'll show you what that looks like, both volume and units. Any title folks on this call, I do see a few of you already on this call. We'll show you how many title companies show up on their transactions. We have total sales and total units as a seller agent as well, listing agent, and we have how many listings they have and the total value of those listings today, right? So you get all those quick facts over here on the left, and then we break a lot of that down over here on the right side, and we're looking at the summary. You can see the tabs across the top. We're showing you the summary here. Now we're showing you things like purchase percentage, conventional, buy side percentage, percent financed, the monthly production. Top lender, we're showing you a share and volume in units. We're showing you the top originator that they work with. Markets by county, and then we have the title info as well. Before I jump off of this screen, what I really love about this is the total volume and market volume. Okay, so you can toggle over to units, hover over that icon right there, click on that. It'll switch over to units. You can do the same thing for market volume. Remember that market volume is using this market that we have over here. What's their territory? We look at their territory and we give you a volume, and of course we give you units as well. But comparison reports are built directly into these two cards here. And you can access those by clicking this arrow right here to expand that. And that opens up this chart for you. And because we're looking at 14 months, it's going to look at the previous 14 months, and then it's going to give us a percentage up or down, right? And what I love about this is we can drill into it, and that's fantastic. But just looking at these two numbers here, we can see whether or not we're looking at an agent or an LO that's up in a down market. And that would be fantastic, right? If you're up in a down market, that's a green flag for me. That's awesome, right? We might want to dig a little bit deeper into this agent. That'll update or show you a comparison based on any date range that you have. So it's automatically, if I switch over to 6 months and I open that up, now we're looking at previous 6, then we go 6 more, and we're going to give you that comparison. So it's not just on trailing 14, it's going to update for any date range that you have applied to your account. Now, jumping over transactions, you can see a list of transactions. Talking about that market, you can click on a map, you can see the market, you can see on a map where those units are, where those transactions are. I want to jump over to originators. We're looking at a referral partner of ours. We want to see the other originators that are capturing their business. How much business are we truly capturing? This is where the filters within a volume report really come alive, because not only can you see the originators that are also working with, in this case, we're going to say it's our referral partner, but we're able to see the type of business they're capturing with this referral partner. So at the top, you can see all transactions right here. And if you click on that, you can switch to buyer side, seller side. And right now we're looking at all transactions. So I'm going to click on buyer side, and that's going to update the list. You can see it kind of flashed. It did it pretty quick, but we have a list, and these are all of the originators on the transactions where our agent here was, of course, the buyer agent. The name, the company, the volume, the units, and the average loan amount. And of course, we have wallet share. The number in bold is what this originator and this agent did together, right? That's that number that they did together. 11.6, 27 units, 428 average loan amount. The bottom number is what that originator did with everybody else, right? That's their volume within this date range, okay? So bold number, what they did together. Number below it is what that originator did on their own. And then vice versa. If we're looking at a loan officer profile, our own report, and we're looking at a list of agents, the number on top is what you did with that agent. The number on the bottom is, of course, what that agent did on their own, okay? So 11.6 together, 41 million for our originator here. But it doesn't just stop here, okay? We're not just looking at a list of originators that are involved in getting business from our agent. That's great, but we want to go one step further. And if we click on filters, we can filter by market. We can see which markets these originators are in when they're working with this agent. We can filter by transaction type, product type. We can filter by title company. We can even filter by specific loan officers, or we can filter by lender. I'm going to click on product type, and I want to look at every originator, okay, that captured business referral with this agent that we're looking at. It was an FHA transaction. And when I click on that and apply that, you can see the list updated. And now the numbers have changed, because now the numbers are showing you, these are all of the originators, okay, that were on these transactions in the last 14 months where this agent was the buyer agent and the transaction was FHA. Or the transaction, you can stack them. Transaction was VA. Let's look at some government business, right? And that number updates. So now we're looking at this originator with this agent on the buy side of the transaction was 5.3 million in FHA and VA business. That was 14 units at 375 average. If I toggle off, just click the checkbox for VA, now I'm looking at 4 million, because now I'm just looking at FHA. So it allows you not only to get, number one, who are they working with from an originator standpoint, right? But it also allows you to drill down to see what type of product are they capturing. So if you're looking at an agent, one of your referral partners, and you're confident that you're getting the majority of that FHA business, let's call it 100%, you're getting all their FHA business. They probably told you that you are, right? And that's why you think that. I'm getting all of that FHA business, that first-time home buyer business, and that's fantastic. Now you can come into Market Insights, you can pull up their report, you can drill into their relationships on the buy side, and then drill even further down and say, show me all of the other originators. Hopefully you're at the top of this list. Show me all of the other originators that were involved with this agent, and the transaction shows that it was an FHA. The product was FHA, right? Or the product was VA, okay? So there's a lot that you can pull out of that. There's a lot of use cases behind that, a lot of opportunity behind that, but that's really going to put you in a really good spot to have a really impactful conversation with that real estate agent as you go to grow that referral business with that agent. Now, I do want to point out, I left that filter applied. When you do that, the filter button turns purple. If you click on it, it drops it down. It shows you what filter that you have applied. If you wanted to update it, you can click it. You can make the change, or you can click the X right there and that'll remove it. You can also do that, by the way, for product type. Okay. And you can also then do another filter. Click the plus button, click markets, click Phoenix as an example. And now we're looking at all the relationships where it's FHA volume and it was in the city of Phoenix. Super powerful. And it's just a couple clicks to get there. So definitely play around with the filters, play around with the date ranges, but we covered a lot, right? We're coming up on our time. I want to open this up for Q&A. So if you have any questions, dump them into the Q&A in Zoom, but we covered a lot. We covered searching for agents by name, using keywords to narrow down our search, keywords like in or near, to look at a specific agent by name in a particular city. You could do it by county. You could even do it by state. We also jumped into a market search, how you can use keywords like typing out a sentence like agents in Phoenix at a particular agency. We looked at the summary reports. We broke down different metrics. And then we looked at how we can look at originator relationships and break that down by product, by market, buy side, list side, across the board. So we covered quite a bit.